Do you like how it evolves? Do you like how the wanting continues to come? Life just cues you up for more awareness of more desire, doesn't it? Just the way you knew it would when you decided to come into this physical body. So, you've been listening to us for a while?
Yes.
So you think you have the sense of these things? We're just going to offer some fast, brief points of clarity, just so that you can focus and come into full clarification, identification, calibration of your source energy stream, and then off we'll go, all right? We're not going to do a long beginning here today because there are a lot of you here and you get the basis pretty much. So here it is. We'll just ask you to focus with us. Do you know that you are the creator of your own reality? And you understand that you do it because you are continually offering a vibration. It's emitting from you whether you know that it is or not in all moments. And that the powerful law of attraction that manages all connections, all relationships, all rendezvous, all creation in this universe, the law of attraction is responding to your vibration. And so do you get that it is attraction, 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 attraction? So isn't it nice when you know that it is attraction to be in control of your output to which the law of attraction is responding? Don't you want to feel secure so that things of a secure nature flow to you? Don't you want to feel secure so that you are not repelling things of a secure nature? Don't you want to feel love and appreciation so that lovely and appreciable things flow into your experience? Your point of attraction is everything, and we just want to remind you that your point of attraction has two powerful facets, because you were source energy before you came into this physical body, and that inner being part of you still is one point of attraction. Your inner being is aware of you here, but your inner being, all of you, didn't come. In other words, the source of you remains non-physically focused in a non-resistant state. So as you are here in your physical body and you're sifting and sorting and evaluating and deciding and determining what you want, you're launching rockets of desire which your inner being captures and identifies and isolates and becomes one with, so that that point of attraction for you on your behalf is very powerful. So when you ask for an improvement in anything, that inner being part of you begins to live it immediately. And the law of attraction responds to that non-physical part of you. The law of attraction is also responding to the physical part of you who may be, like this woman that we were describing, protesting the injustice of your moment. And so, as the law of attraction is responding to your inner being's pure, clear request on your behalf, and your convoluted, resistant request, your push and pull request, you've got a sort of tug of war going on inside of you that is exactly what negative emotion is. Anytime you feel negative emotion, it means the law of attraction is responding to who you really are and what you really want and who you're being right now in this red hot minute. So anytime you feel negative emotion, it always means that. It always means you are not a cooperative component to your own desire. You are the only holdout, because when you've asked and your inner being has become the vibrational equivalent of your asking, and the law of attraction is responding to that. And we want to remind you that when the law of attraction is responding to a non-resisted vibration, the power of that is unspeakable. This is the energy that creates worlds. So when your inner being is attracting on your behalf, it is a very big deal. And when you contradict your own request with your awareness of what is, which isn't yet sometimes, often, almost always the full-blown manifestation of what you're asking for, then you are the one, you in your physical body are the one introducing resistance into this equation, and you feel it, don't you? But when you are feeling joy or love or clarity or appreciation, when you're feeling those things that feel like interest, now that means that in that moment, you're not contradicting. In that moment, you are a cooperative component to your own desire. And when you are a cooperative component to your own desire, then you get to feel energy in motion. Then you get to witness things coming into place for you. Then you get to be the eyes on it, ears on it. You get to be the aware one watching you, allowing your creation to come into being right before your eyes. It's thoughts turning to things right before your eyes. Thoughts turning to things. That's why you're here in this physical body. You're here in a time and space that manifests so that you can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it. It's why you're here. And your inner being is not here seeing and smelling and tasting and touching and feeling. Your inner being is not having those experiences of your physical senses. Your inner being is the vibrational equivalent of all that you have become and is joyously reveling in your expansion. So, as we're visiting here today, we want to talk with you about whatever's on your mind. Whatever it is that you want some fine-tuning about, that's what this is about. But most of all, most of all, we want you to leave this gathering so aware of what your true point of attraction is, and so wanting and willing and practicing and becoming your own cooperative component to your own desires. That woman that Esther was watching getting onto the plane and watching as she was on the plane, she didn't become a cooperative component to her own desires until she fell asleep. And as soon as she woke up, she stopped being a cooperative component all over again. Because she is what so many humans are. She is so aware of the right now manifestation, such a conditional liver of life, that if the condition pleases her, then she's pleased. Hardly ever happens for her. If the condition doesn't please her, then she's not pleased, which means she just keeps getting more and more and more of what she does not want. But if you can find a way to get out ahead of it, to decide that you're going to be pleased before you stumble into something where you're not pleased, then you have a better chance of remaining pleased, even if you're standing in the middle of something that isn't pleasing you. And here's why we think that would be a good idea and not hard for you to do. When you ask for something, it is always logical that you're asking for something that isn't yet. In other words, you're asking for more money because you want more money. There's logic in that, isn't there? So if you're asking for more money, but you're looking at what is, then you're not looking for more money, are you? You're looking for not enough money if you're looking at what is. But Abraham, aren't I supposed to be honest? Well, you could be true to who you really are. You could be true to the vibrational becoming. You could be true to your desire. You could be true to your true value. You could be true to your request. You could be true to the promise of your experience. You could be true to who you really are. You could be true to the whole notion of deliberate creation. But as humans, sometimes you think that you have to be so objective, so you weigh the pros and the cons, split energy, the pluses and the minuses, split energy, the yays and the nays, split energy, the rights and the wrongs, split energy. Where if you could just use the power of your mind by caring about how you feel to figure out what thought your inner being is in alignment with. Oh, your non-resisted, pure positive energy, inner being, God's source from which you have come. If you could just figure out what that perspective is. And it's not hard. When you're not loving, you can feel something's jacked up. When you feel insecure, something is really off. And it's not the world, and it's not the universe, and it's not the law of attraction. It's your perspective, you see. So deliberate creation is about being aware of your emotions and what they mean, being aware of the two aspects of your point of attraction and how that feels, and then doing your best as consciously and deliberately and as often as you can, focusing in the direction of who you really are. We know life is vivid. We know that it is. Esther walked into this room last night. It was vivid. They wanted to put the stage down there. So some of you would be way back there. Ooh, that doesn't seem like a good idea. The room's weird, isn't it? A weird room. Esther's seen a lot of rooms. This is a weird room. This is a weird room. It's a lovely room because it holds all of you. It's a lovely room because you wanted to be here, and here you are. But it's a weird room, and it took some tweaking. And so sometimes when you walk into something that's not the way you want it to be, they had to string chords in ways they've never had to string them before. These people that come with Esther, that get on airplanes and fly into another time zone and another time zone and another time zone, sometimes when they walk into a situation, it's a condition that they could have a negative knee-jerk response to. If they didn't know for sure that they could figure it out, if they didn't know that things are always working out for them, if they didn't have the big picture, if they didn't know what it's going to feel like when it all happens. But sometimes on your way to what you think you want, before you get to what you think you want, it's easy to have a conditional response that slows it way, way down. Yeah? So, you're human, you're beautiful. We love your humanness. We just want you to get over it a little bit. I want you to be a little bit more like your inner being, who is joyful and so in love with you and so aware of where you are in relationship to everything you want, and always offering a signal to call you in the direction. Your inner being is always calling you in the direction of what you want, which means you are always, as the most important component to your own desire, you are always being reached to and called toward. You are being asked to be a cooperative component, and when you're not, you really feel it. Aren't you noticing that negative emotion becomes more and more something that you can hardly stand? You're getting more and more sensitive. And that could do one of two things to you. It could make you pickier with the world, could turn you into a much more demanding person like this woman, could make you just yell all the time at the injustices that are surrounding you, or it could cause you to be more aware that you have more control over the way you feel than you have been giving yourself credit, because you don't have to look exactly at what is. You could look toward what is in the process of becoming. And even better, you could get out ahead of it. You could be so practiced at knowing your well-being that even when something that doesn't momentarily feel like well-being, it doesn't knock you off your balance, because you've got momentum and propulsion. You've got expectation of well-being. You've got your sea legs. You're stable. You've got good shock absorbers. See what we're talking about? So what do you want to talk about? We're eager to talk with you about whatever is important to you. Don't worry about us. We will wedge our message in the crack. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff happening here in this room. We're going to enjoy this. You just watch and see.